and the Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So, we have been discussing about the glories of Bhakti Yoga, and we'll continue to discuss again about the Bhakti Yoga. So, various aspects of Bhakti we discussed. Today, we'll be discussing that how if somebody takes up the process of Bhakti, then automatically everything else will be taken care of.
Sound ఉంటే
So, many times people ask that why in Krishna consciousness movement there's so much stress on um, worshipping Krishna only. In our Hindu tradition, there's a lot of different types of gods, and then why you say only Krishna, only Krishna. So this is the verse that we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam today that can answer that, and we need to discuss and understand. By serving Krishna, everything else will be taken care. So this particular verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, which explains Yada taror mula nishechanena trapyanti skandabhajo bhashakaha प्राणोपहाराश्च यथेन्द्रियाणां तथैव सर्वार्णमच्युतेजा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. As pouring water on the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach enlivens the senses and limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfy the demigods who are parts of that Supreme Personality. So, this is very important to understand that it is not some sentimentalism that we say only worship Krishna because we are Hare Krishna people. But important thing is Shastra. This is the injunction of the scriptures which encourages one to be completely focused, completely surrendered to Krishna. And when we do that, then everything else will be taken care. Yata taror mula nishechinena. Taru means the tree. So when somebody water the tree, the root of the tree, then trapyanti tat skanda bhuja upashaka. Then all the bhuja and shaka, like the branches and the leaves and the twigs and everything of the tree, will be automatically nourished just by watering the root of the tree. Or another example is given in this verses. When you put the food into your stomach, all the limbs of your body is naturally automatically nourished. In the same way, when you worship Krishna, then all the 330 million demigods will be automatically satisfied. Because Krishna has been explained in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it has been established that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna also confirms in Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Pravardhate. I am the source of everything and everyone. So Krishna is the source. Brahmaji says, Ishwaraha Brahma, Krishna is Achidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarv Karan Karanam. Krishna is the Sarv Karan Karanam, is the cause of all the causes. So Krishna is that root. He is the source. He is the cause of all the causes. And when you water the root, then entire tree will be nourished. And that is why it is recommended that one should worship Krishna, and then automatically all other worships will be automatically taken care. So this is the verdict of this particular verse. Trapyanti taskanda bhuja bhushaka prano bahara shayatendriyanam tateva sarva haranam achyuteja. In the same way, when one worship the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, then automatically all other worships, everything, all our duties will be automatically taken care. Very important verse to understand. Otherwise, if you go by each and every different aspect of our life, then we are obliged to the sun god, to the moon god, to to the Vayu god, like the air, and the Indra god. Indra for the water, for everything we are obliged to serve them. How many devtas we can worship? It becomes very impractical to worship. So that is why this process has been recommended in the scriptures, that you worship Krishna, which is like the root of the tree, and when you water the root, automatically everything else will be taken care. Very, very important. And the Bhagavatam also in another place it confirms Yashmin Duste Jagadusta. In the beginning of Bhagavatam, it has been said that Sam Siddhir Haritoshanam. So if somebody satisfies the Supreme Lord Hari, Krishna, then all the perfection can be attained. Sam Siddhir Haritoshanam. So one should aspire to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Then everybody else, all the devtas and the entire creation will be automatically satisfied. So in this connection, there is a nice story, this famous story that we hear from the Mahabharata, that how when this Pandavas, when they are staying in the forest, and one time, because Duryodhana was always after them, he was always behind them, he wanted to always trouble them. He knew their situation, that they are struggling, they have no means to survive in the forest. Somehow they are managing in a very poverty-stricken state. But still, he wanted to trouble them. So one time he went to Durvasa Muni, Duryodhana went to Durvasa Muni, and he said that you know, so he satisfied Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni asked him that, ask me what you want. He said, I don't want anything, but I want that you should go as a guest to the Pandavas that are staying in the forest and go and, receive some hospitality from them. Durvasa Muni says that, okay, no problem, I can do that. So Durvasa Muni one day with his many, many thousands of disciples, he goes to the forest, the house of where the small hut where they were living, the Pandavas. He goes there, they received him well. He's a great sage, Durvasa. And then Durvasa said that, you're here and we'll have some prasadam here. So please arrange some food. Now, one says the Brahmana has come. You cannot say no. This is the tradition, that was the culture. You cannot say, oh, no, no, we don't have enough means. This is the duty of the households. So he says, okay, my dear sage, give us some time. In the meantime, you go to the river, take bath, get ready, and give us some time to prepare. In the meantime, you go and take bath, come back, and then we'll keep everything ready. Though there was no means, they were somehow managing themselves and struggling there. So he goes to the river with his, all the friends, I mean, all the disciples. And now, this we all know the famous story of that Akshapatra. There was one pot which was given to Draupadi by the Surya Devata, the sun god. And the specialty of that Akshapatra is that one can take out as much food as you want every day, provided the condition was Draupadi has not eaten her lunch. Once Draupadi eats, after that, this pot will stop supplying. So there was this Akshapatra, unlimited food it can supply. We have this Akshapatra program in India. Unlimited food we distribute to all the needy children, supporting their education. So the name is coming from there. So this Akshapatra was there, but when he came, Durvasa Muni, by then they already finished their lunch, especially the Draupadi, she finished their lunch. Nothing was there in the house. Now yet they cannot produce the food. And they are worried that, it will be a great offense, it will be a great aparadh if you don't feed the Brahmana who has come to your home and then asking for the food. How you can not feed the Brahman? So in that situation, naturally, because they are the great devotees, all the Pandavas and the Draupadi, they naturally started calling out, oh Krishna, Krishna, and they started remembering, Krishna, please help, please help, please help. We don't know what to do. And then they heard that somebody is knocking on the door. And to their surprise, it was Krishna, right? So Krishna is always there to protect his devotees, and that is the promise of Krishna. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. Krishna says that, O son of Kunti, please declare boldly to the whole world, name bhaktya pranashyati, my devotee never perishes. I personally protect. Krishna give another promise in Bhagavad Gita that yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Krishna's promise is that Tezam satata yuktanam, those who are engaged in my seva, ananya chintayanto mam, ananya bhakti, ananya seva. To those people, I provide what they lack and I preserve what they have. That is the promise of Krishna. So now you see here when all these Pandavas and Draupadi, they were little anxious and worried that what will happen now, how to handle the situation. Krishna, please help. And Krishna, right there, he came. And Krishna also came and asked. They got a sigh of relief. And then Krishna came and Krishna says, I'm feeling so hungry. Can you get me some food? And again, they're already struggling. And on top of that, now Krishna is coming and asking the food, and there is nothing available in the house. How they can serve? But very openly, because Krishna is their very close friend. They say, Krishna, there's nothing in the house. We can't serve you. Krishna says, maybe just go in the kitchen, check something, at least one small piece of grain, something is there, some shark, some leaf, something. Check. So Draupadi goes, and then Draupadi saw that in that pot, mystically, that Akshapatra pot, there is some small piece of some grain, some leaf was stuck. And that's the only small thing that she got. She brought it to Krishna. Say, Krishna, this is what I found. I'm so sorry. Krishna very happily, smiling face, took that little piece of that shark and then ate. And he felt so satisfied because it was offered with so much love and devotion by Draupadi. And Krishna can be satisfied by the love and devotion. Patram pushpam. Phalam doyam yome bhaktya prayachati, with bhakti, with love and devotion. When you offer anything to Krishna, Krishna happily accepts and then he becomes satisfied. So Krishna became very satisfied. And the moment Krishna was satisfied, some Siddhir Haritoshanam, when Krishna is satisfied, the whole world is satisfied. Yata taror moolan shechnena, the verse we are reading today, that when you water the root, when you satisfy the Krishna, tateva sarvaharanam achyuteja, when you worship the Achyuta, the Supreme Lord, then everyone else is satisfied. So here Krishna was served, Krishna was very happy and satisfied, and the moment Krishna was satisfied, all the sages, Durvasa and all other his disciples, those who went uh, to the river for taking bath, suddenly they started feeling so full. So we can't eat anything now. We're already so full and no hunger. And what if, we go to the Pandavas, they might have prepared so many things. They might have arranged all big feast. But it will look very odd on our part that we ask them first of all to prepare, they might have prepared, and now if we go and if we don't eat properly, it will look very, very bad, very odd. So then they all collectively decided better not to go there. We should escape from here. And then interestingly, all Durvasa Muni and party, other disciples, they disappeared from there. And that is how all the Pandavas were protected by Krishna's grace. But the point of the discussion that what we are reading the verse is that when you water the root of a tree, when you satisfy Krishna, then everybody else is satisfied. Otherwise, it is very difficult in this world. You see, we are all working hard to satisfy everyone around, even in the family. You want to satisfy. I'm not saying that we should not try, but despite all our efforts and endeavor, so much time, energy, everything we do, still we hear often the complaints from our family members that, oh, you're not done something great for me, and like that. So, this service in this material world, service to the material people, material relations, is always incomplete. The person who is serving is not satisfied, and then person who is receiving the serving or one who is served is also not satisfied. None of them are satisfied. It cannot be. But the Bhagavatam explains when we try to satisfy Krishna, we try to please Krishna, then Krishna is pleased very easily, he is satisfied, and the moment Krishna is satisfied and he is pleased, then whole world is satisfied. Like you water the root on the tree, the whole tree is nourished. So that should be our endeavor. We understand from the scriptures that is the power of bhakti, that is the power of serving Krishna, the devotional service. By serving Krishna, by pleasing Krishna, by satisfying Krishna, you can satisfy everyone. You can satisfy the whole world. So this is the secret revealed here through this verse. So watering the root, we should always aspire that whatever we do, yat karosi, yadasnasi, yad josi, dadasi, yat tapashyasi kwanteya, tat kurusva madharmanam. Krishna is saying this, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever charity you do, whatever austerity you do, keep me in the center. Offer it to me and then do that. By doing that, we'll be able to satisfy everyone. Otherwise, there's no way out. So this is very, very important, and this is the definition that in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, uh, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he gives the definition of what is faith, what is Shraddha. So he says, Shraddha Sabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudrada Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kratahaya. So one should have this faith, this Shraddha should be there, that Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kratahaya. If I engage myself, if I do Krishna Bhakti, then Sarva Karma Kratahaya. Then all other my works, all other my duties and responsibility will be automatically taken care. Right? And this verse is the answer to those questions which are asked that, oh, you have give up your family, especially the devotees, those who joined as brahmacharis, as full-time monks. So many times, relatives and the friends and the society, people ask, oh, what is this? You have given up your family, your parents, and service to them. What will happen to them? Who will take care of them? This is your first duty. This is your first dharma. Mata Pita ki seva. And all those kind of things that we hear, right? So what is the understanding? The devotees are blind, they're sentimental, that they're giving up everything, they're leaving their parents and coming and then joining the temple as a full-time monk. There is an understanding. This is the understanding. This verse is that yatat taror moola nishechanena trapyanti skanda bhujobhishaka. When you water the root, tateva sarva haranamachyuteja. When you serve Krishna, then that is the best service to your parents also. So it is not that you are just serving Krishna and you doesn't care about anyone. But actually serving Krishna includes serving entire world, everyone. Because this is the real service when you become Krishna consciousness and then you start to share Krishna consciousness, the teachings of Krishna consciousness, the message of Krishna is for the entire humanity. So when you dedicate your life, you serve Krishna, then naturally you want to share this message, not only just to your parents, not only just to your family, but practically to everyone in the whole world within your abilities, within your limits. You try to share this knowledge. So you're not only, your service is not limited to only just your parents, but many, many parents. Right. So this is a great understanding from the Srimad Bhagavatam that we can serve Krishna, and by serving Krishna, we can satisfy everyone. And this is the real service. So it is important that, amidst of so many other things, roles and responsibilities, I have to do my parents, serving my parents and serving so many other people, do this duty, this responsibility, this obligation. We should ask this question: how can I serve Krishna? How can I satisfy Krishna? How can I please Krishna? When you do that, you are watering the root. And when you're watering the root, the entire tree is nourished. Okay, so this is the verse, and this is and the message of the verse, that we should not just get lost into some limited understanding of serving. Then my family, my wife, my kids, my parents, great, we should definitely do. But also we should ask the question, what is the real service to even my family members? We all get old, parents will get old, they get diseased, one day we'll all die, everybody will die despite all our service. Then what seva we have done? But when we become Krishna consciousness, some or other, our parents or anybody else in our proximity become Krishna consciousness, that is the real service, because then bhakti, the little sulpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat, the little endeavor on the path of bhakti can protect one from the greatest danger. So somehow or other we have to become Krishna conscious and also try to share with others that they can also become Krishna conscious, either a family, friend, society, or anyone. Yare dekhe tare kaho Krishna Updesh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, wherever you go, whomever you meet, just share the message of Krishna, inspire them, And if they take up this process of Krishna consciousness, they start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, they start reading Bhagavad Gita, they develop some taste for Krishna Katha, Krishna's teachings, Krishna's message, that becomes the greatest asset for anyone in their life. That is your eternal credit. There is your permanent bank account. All other things are temporary. So we can do parallelly temporary things also. Sometimes we have to do certain things, but most importantly, parallelly we should also work on uh, crediting our permanent bank account. Okay, so these are some of the thoughts. We will close with this unless anybody has any quick question or any comment. You can unmute yourself if you have no questions. Yes, somebody is raising hand. Ask.
No, Prabhuji, it was accidentally. I touched.
Sorry.
No, I accidentally I touched it. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. Will
Hare
read
Krishna.
one more verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna. See you sharp at 9 o'clock.